They smoked me off.
Give me a.
I've cat. They have to be main. I've cat. Open is lurk.
Okay, I've got a fun fact for you. I've actually, oh man, if I had my composition notebook on me, I would take a photo for you. This is literally a play. I actually thought Omen might be here. And let me explain. There's a play from a Xander VOD. He calls his team to rush A main. And Xander starts in this area. And he plays very slow mid lurk and control of B main. And he comes late catwalk. It's actually super powerful. And he sends like smokes for the team to really sell it that he's not tiles. And he gets hella value out of this play. He's lit. Chat, I found it. Oh, you guys are actually gonna lose your mind. So this is dated August 21st, 2021. There's a lot of random notes here, but essentially I was just taking notes of things that I don't do and trying to figure out why. In no particular order, I was writing them down, and here you can see for A main, Omen lurk tiles slow, smoke tree like it's 5A main. You see, this is that exact play that Net just died to, and I remember writing that down from a Xander VOD because it was so interesting. Anyways, back to the VOD. I just thought it was fun to share that because I actually think I would have been ready for this guy because that's in my playbook. Pro analysis now happens every Monday through Thursday live on stream. I choose the best one each week to upload to YouTube. The rest of the VODs are all available to tier 3 subscribers on Discord. Thank you so much for the support. Enjoy the analysis. Guard Net. Sucks no minimap, but okay. KILLJOY ASCENT. ASCENT defense. We kind of missed the pre-round. Okay. You can already see some high-level tech here. This was explained in the Cavern Sova ASCENT guide, but this play is very common in Radiant lobbies, and you really should be doing it. Essentially, this turret is spotting main for free, and your teammate stands here and shock dart bounces here off of its contact for free 75 damage, which is just giga good. Well, we have no idea where he put his util.
What do you mean now? Grabbing orb?
Go.
You can see here, there's the Sova assist on that Reyna because that Reyna took 75 damage. And notice, this is really nuanced, but if Reyna hadn't taken 75 damage, then she wouldn't have died to a collat because she'd have 100 HP.
Nice.
Hella trouble. Alarm bot's mid.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you. Made my Beagle shot look better.
Got you.
It's 5 here.
And we were playing in like this region, circuit defense site.
I smoked off mid.
Going some beer.
You mean?
Can you dark him in?
Yeah. Starting now.
That's so good.
Reyna, you mean?
Okay, so
You mean?
Can you dark him in?
look,
Oh. Think
I
me.
smoked off mid.
turret aggroes,
Going some
and we hear close classic shot, indicating they've crossed.
beer.
We peek and we see that the turret spots them over here, tighter than us. And so we know there's an enemy in that spot,
You mean?
and they don't have time to cross. Turret would see
Yeah.
if they cross.
Starting now.
And so as this dart lands behind the person B main, we peek. Because this dude's like super dizzy now. That makes sense? All right, we're distract refragger. No, turret does that. Let me boot up ASCENT. A refragger is not going to be phased by the dart, but also based off the mini map. Okay, this is hard to explain, but on ASCENT in this scenario, it's obvious that it's one main. Okay, you can't see the mini map, so you're gonna have to kind of take my word for it. But there's multiple attack patterns on this map, and the most common is 1-3-1 in a high level, and this is clearly a 1-3-1. It's so obviously a 1-3-1. We're not worried about a refragger here. It's not even a thought in our minds. Let's try to explain. So first of all, this turret is wider than us to this deep angle. So if they're coming out to like trade, we're over here, then you have to understand that our enemy sees the turret first, okay, the refragger. And so the turret warns us of the refragger. Got nothing to do with the dart. But also in this scenario, it's one. It's just one. And you kind of have to accept that that's how these players play at a high level. They really do make an assumption like that, and they don't worry about it. Because 99 out of 100 times, their assumption's correct. Even in your diamond lobbies, they would make this assumption and it would pay off on average. Don't cope this shit. It works. This type of playstyle is really effective.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's fight for him.
So also dynamically, you might not want to throw this alarm bot mid in your lobbies because even like in Ascendant and Immortal VODs, even if we watched a Radiant VOD, they weren't doing this. So sometimes teams just don't 1-3-1 on Ascent, which is bad, but sometimes they don't and they don't contest mid. Actually, no, on the Radiant VOD, they did push up deep mid pretty frequently.
I'm in this round, you three. Like let them have it.
So you might
and
not
could
want to throw that
toss a
alarm
nade
bot
into this cubby and
in
then
certain
blind,
scenarios.
Fight them.
Just keep in mind, don't see this as like, this is my util. You don't put it there unless you notice teams pushing mid. You should put it there in pistol. It's definitely good to put it there in pistol. Okay.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Yeah, this is good. This molly is essentially covering everything, as you can see. Not only does it cover like all of lane, like it's also mollying off all of main. You see? He throws another molly lane over here, but I don't believe we need to learn how to throw that
I
one.
can dart.
One of them right now. Healing.
I'm gonna dart. Where's this man? Right now. What's up? I can default. Nice.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but when he's peeking heaven here, he is intentionally not hugging the back wall. And that's because this guy, Hell, is going to spam along that line. And so he's like here, peeking and fighting. So that way the spam is going to slightly miss him.
Oh, can you get in?
You think you can
Like
stomp
this.
for a second?
Coming out, darting.
Yeah.
Get ready to spam. Break the door and get ready to spam.
See, this timing's really good. You see Omen's still alive to hold sight. This was what he was hunting for last round.
3 kills.
Jet's in already.
Ooh, one Jenny, I think.
You break.
Shit.
Nice, beautiful. Cat roll. Blending. Odin tree.
Okay, so this is a pretty high level concept. On Ascent, usually it's not Killjoy who's the anchor. It's actually usually Sova. And that's because Sova can actually impact the whole map on this map. So Sova, for example, can like recon A site to help the team while still playing B. And so it's pretty unique in this scenario. You can see I can hit that cannon and it gets recon for my team. Because Sova can actually help A site anyways from B, he's more frequently placed here as the anchor. And additionally, Sova also has an Odin a lot of the time, which is more immobile than a Vandal. So it's worse on retake, better at locking down space and holding it. And so these reasons like compound and lead to Sova being the anchor on this map and not Killjoy. That's what we're seeing here. That's why Net's playing fast rotate. So I will write it down. Fast rotate Sova anchor. This is really not going to happen in your games, the Sova anchor part, but I'm actually kind of down for you to fast rotate anyways. His anchoring is sort of fake in solo queue. The solo hold on B, wouldn't you worry about a slow fake B hit? Well, you're Sova. You collect recon. So a lot of the times when I play Sova here, what you'll see me do is I'll drone B main on suspicious timings, and then I'll like hold like this. And if they're lurking up into me holding this angle with Odin, I'm usually getting one, and then I'm usually coming to some tricky angle and getting two, which is really all you could ask of an anchor. So it's fine. He's got the name ranked IGL and he's not coming.
One him in.
I just want to point it out. Defense is really just about playing correctly. Look exactly what Ethos does after he spams B main. He hops right up, lane right here, and he posts up with his Odin on the exact angle I was just talking about. Like, he's literally just coming right here and doing this. Because this is how you play the map. It's that simple. Attack is all about identifying issues and how the enemy team's playing. Defense is just about how well can you play correct, basically.
I'm gonna go A this round. You guys can stack B.
Ooh. Go A this round? You guys can stack B.
How can you rank that GL if you don't talk?
Race, can you go
How's
B?
that
Go
work?
B, Race.
You just better, bro.
How can you rank IGL if you don't talk?
B.
Okay, this is a setup. I think the dude's mic might be bugged. I'm not gonna lie.
You have to think.
Okay, so he's turreting up here. which is just going to get early info. And essentially, I mean, I'm not even the biggest fan of this, but okay, fine. Like, I feel like it tells the enemy team that we're playing here, but whatever. He's putting an alarm bot by the lever and his molly out here. We're going to have to learn how he throws the molly. This is definitely a lineup.
He's just
Okay, he's throwing it here.
Placing swarm grenade.
This matters a lot, I assure you. Essentially, this alarm bot's going to trigger, and this molly... What? One sec.
better, bro.
Hey, Riz, come be, Riz.
He's just better, bro.
That's definitely wrong, yeah.
Recalling my bot. Placing swarm grenade.
To trap them there? No, you want to kill them, dude. Okay, hear me out. Yeah, sure, he's trapped. Okay, what if you just molly here? Now he's just dead. Like, why would you... It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You have to understand. It really doesn't make sense to leave the guy a corner. It doesn't. So we're gonna throw it differently. It's probably here.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Yeah. This is honestly, this one's unjustified. I'm putting the correct molly in. There's no competitive reason that I can imagine. If I'm wrong about this one, I mean, me, but there's no shot I'm wrong about this one. There's actually just no shot. So he just missed it. We'll just blame autopilot and the alarm bots by the lever. Boom, we have a turret here. Okay, and then we have a second molly.
Hey, Riz, come be, Riz. B.
And I'd love to see him somehow play off of that gap there in like a way that is stronger than them just dying in the gap. But I'm going to be real with you. It's not a thing. Okay. Yep. And then this is just to annoy the jet who's going to dash out front gen.
Coming in. Repeat somewhere. Repeat somewhere. You're done for it.
Running for it. That's not it. Already spam, Michael. It's maybe no.
Is this still there?
Shoot it, tank. Nice. Go stupid. I mean.
Alright, fuck.
All right, I want to break down this gunfight.
Stupid. I mean.
So notice how much we're moving.
Maybe no.
Is this still there?
So of course this is free.
Nice.
Look. So we get peeked. She stands still. And notice our priority is to like dodge her bullets. Like we're already moving. That second bullet we fired on Phantom is actually inaccurate slightly, if I had to guess. We don't have the graph. But really prioritizing dodging shots. And then this is higher level gunfight technique, but he crouches his second burst because this guy is going to aim over here and we're going to like duck under. So I'm always going to point this stuff out because I can't emphasize enough how bad you guys are at dodging enemy bullets. It's like you're not even thinking about it when you play. You're just thinking, gotta move and shoot. But here we're seeing actively thinking about how the enemy's aiming at us and countering that. Okay. If you watch the OTV tournament, you'll understand that this isn't just muscle memory. These pros wouldn't crouch here against a worse player. Like if you watched Cryo and Asuna in the finals, they genuinely were adjusting the way that they were dodging bullets against the worst players. So here he's crouching because he's against a Radiant Killjoy, but it is like it's really an understanding of how the enemy's aiming thing, not I always crouch here in this fight. Okay. It's like anticipation. He wouldn't crouch against like Lily Pichu because he knows Lily Pichu's aiming at his body. Sorry, Lily. It's true though.
Alright, fuck.
I'm deaf, by the way. Type if you need.
Thank you.
What? It's the worst IGL ever.
Okay. I think what this guy's saying is his comms are broken. I'm not gonna lie.
One mid with Marsh.
You mid?
Two mid with Marsh.
Can you dark me in or no?
Okay. Look.
One mid with Marsh.
So what's the rule of crosshair placement? You always want to aim at the far wall, right? But we're not doing that here. We're actually aiming at the close wall. Why? Because he's an actual good player who adapts to the lobby he's in. And if you recall, the Omen who lurks B main in the 1-3-1 plays close wall. You remember from round 2? So if this were like a fresh Ascent game, this were pistol round, and he came here, his crosshair would be here. Okay. All of you in chat are probably lacking this. This like mid-game adaptation for the opponents you're facing is so important.
2 mid with Marshall.
Can you dart me in or no?
Yeah, darting.
Could be mid. Could be mid.
Shove.
Wow. He actually gets tagged by that.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, can you... Are they out? I'm darting.
No.
Oh, greatest one. Dash out. Nice.
Yeah, really good dart.
Logs.
Yeah.
Minus 40. Last guy was B mini flash.
Oh, lane.
Yo,
Wait.
no way.
No.
Wow. Guy thought he was lit. That's actually such a bad fight from Silly Hamster 27.
1v4? Oh, lane.
Yo,
Wait.
no way.
That guy's got movement, dude. That guy's got movement. All right, so this hold relies a lot on coordination with one teammate. Do you see? Now, conveniently, Net has the privilege of being really high elo, so he doesn't call it pre-round. But you can get roughly this same hold with a little bit of comms. I promise. All that's happening is Sofa's sending a dart high up on this wall somewhere. He doesn't need the lineup for the one ethos through for it to be effective. The point is that the enemies coming out can't easily shoot it without having to like look at a really awkward angle. So imagine you're coming out and the dart's here. Like that's really awkward. You don't want to look here when you're exposed to market, lever, CT, lane. Okay, Yosova, I'm going to play stairs. If they're pushing, can you dart high up on this sign? Bam. And now 50% of the time, your Sova's going to throw that dart. And then you're going to cope and pretend it's 10% because it doesn't work sometimes or whatever. But it'll work on occasion. And you're going to get a round that looks like this if you play off this dart correctly. Okay? It's not hard.
Main, I'm gonna smoke him in.
Yeah, I got you.
There's the dart.
Are they out? I'm darting.
No.
Oh, greatest one.
Bam. And he's actually throwing the dart
Here.
here. So we come out to play off the dart and is lit. Is super lit.
Dash out. Nice.
Logs.
Yeah.
Minus 40.
I'm gonna put it in the playbook. What's the plan if they rush us? Call a dart, dude. So but they're rushing us. Throw this dart as that dashes out, please. I'm putting it in the playbook because essentially this is what Net would calm if you were playing in your games. Okay, he's just not calming that because he's got a fucking
Flash.
high radiant on Sova. Like it's obvious for these players.
He smoked me off.
Give me a.
I mean,
I've cat. They have to be main. I've cat. Omen is lurk.
Okay. I've got a fun fact for you. I've actually, oh man, if I had my composition notebook on me, I would take a photo for you. This is literally a play. I actually thought Omen might be here. And let me explain. There's a play from a Xander VOD. He calls his team to rush A main. And Xander starts in this area. And he plays very slow mid lurk and control of B main. And he comes late catwalk. It's actually super powerful. And he sends like smokes for the team to really sell it that he's not tiles. And he gets hella value out of this play. Lit, chat. I found it. Oh, you guys are actually gonna lose your mind. So this is dated August 21st, 2021. There's a lot of random notes here, but essentially I was just taking notes of things that I like don't do and trying to figure out why. In no particular order, I was writing them down. And here you can see for A main, Omen lurk tiles slow, smoke tree like it's 5A main. You see, this is that exact play that Net just died to. And I remember writing that down from a Xander VOD because it was so interesting. Anyways, back to the VOD. I just thought it was fun to share that because I actually think I would have been ready for this guy because that's in my playbook.
Can you break that?
Okay. We found a pattern. Do you see it? He comes A when he's got Killjoy ultimate online. Boom. This is very clearly indicative of when he wants to play his A setup. which makes sense because this A side Killjoy ultimate is oppressive. It's very oppressive. And he's going to be playing in this tree area. Yeah, he's going to be playing here. So that way he's going to play for this Killjoy ult. That's the whole idea. And that's why he calls 4B. 4B, let me anchor A. Play for ult. Okay, this is very clearly his protocol. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty straightforward defense, honestly. Let's go to attack.
This. You like drone close?
We're probably going to see this turret. Yeah.
Everybody know.
Okay, this is actually... I need to have a longer debate with Sean Garrers on this one. So, I asked Sean Garrers why teams don't just spam this shit. Like,
Turn out.
so players always play heckin' Odin B main, and you can straight up shoot this turret. And Sean Garrers' opinion was, well, they can move the turret. And my like rebuttal to that is I scrubbed through hella goddamn Ascent VODs. The turret's always here. Like, yeah, they can move the turret, but they don't. Don't you get one free spam? Like one free spam. And then, yeah, you've got to play normal.
Coming back.
But one free spam, then they move their turret or whatever. And now, yeah, you've got to use like the Molly. I know about the Molly lineup. I know about it. There's a Molly lineup that lands like here, chat, that can break the Killjoy turret up here. But the point is, like, the first one, you don't even have to use a Molly, in my opinion. I don't see why you can't just spam the turret here. So I'd want to have like longer debate with him on that. Anyways, he's throwing that turret. Not surprised. Everyone throws this turret. Oh, we got to line up. Oh, now I don't see what he's lining up. He just adjusted. Wait, let me look. So there's many things that could be lined up here. I'm trying to pick the easiest. You can't have the lineup rely on that Killjoy turret E box because your turret might not be down. He's making sure this part is here and then it's touching right here. Okay. Jump throw. Let's make sure we've got it. He's lining up here.
Tactics beat fire. Placing swarm grenade.
Oh, I do not have it. How instant is he throwing?
Ready? Eyes above.
His lands up here. I'm literally throwing what he threw. His landed up there, chat.
Swarm grenade out. 30 seconds
This
left.
guy's so trash.
Is everyone's tech still working? Double check.
This is why
it,
NA's not winning, bro. What the fuck? I think he's trolling. I think it's just a throw, dude.
please. Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
No, that's not good either. Left side barrier? Well, now that's way off from what it... Whatever. We'll just see if he,
There's two.
if he tries to throw it again.
Yellow.
At least we got the idea. Did we?
Cat, bro.
Did we? I don't even know what he's trying to molly. There's multiple things he could be trying to molly, and none of you can confidently say with 100% confidence if he's trying to molly here, trying to molly off the entrance, trying to molly fucking tree. You don't know, and don't pretend like you know for sure.
His team is getting wrecked though.
Also, this fucker called it unpredictable for one to be lurking tiles while it's 4A main, and he's literally playing one tiles while it's 4A main. You remember when he died to the Omen here, and I had to grab my notebook to be like, actually, this is a professional level strategy? This fucker's doing it too. Okay. Now that I'm realizing it's 4A main, I think you guys are all wrong. I think the Molly is supposed to land here, because if the Molly lands there, then it really sells the 5-stack idea. That makes sense. The whole point of this like deep tiles lurk play, it's not expected that you're here. I guess then why the fuck is he turreting, dude? I don't know, man. This round actually seems bad. I think he's playing to catch the mid rotation. Yeah, but he can catch both of them if he just doesn't turret. You got to understand this B main guy is not shift walking against the A hit out B main if there's no Killjoy util here. This shit's autopilot-y as fuck. Like Omen tiles blasted our ass when we flanked B main. You know why? Because it makes sound. He doesn't need this to watch his back, Austin. It's autopilot. I'm like so confident. There's no way. Nobody shift walks out B main against an A rush, okay? We didn't do it. Our opponents aren't gonna do it. This turret with the tiles start doesn't make sense. It actually just doesn't. Let's find the Molly. I'm actually annoyed this dude has to gotta fix his Molly.
Placing swarm grenade.
This is exactly what he's aiming for, chat.
Swarm grenade out.
Anybody saying it was a Molly for cat? I know it. Yeah, get out of my Discord server. It actually is this lineup. I think it's an instant throw.
Keep it cool. That's how you
So I
survive.
trusted that he lined it up right and just timed the
Placing
throw
swarm
wrong.
grenade.
And I think that's the case. Yup. Okay. So jump throws are a bit difficult. You're going to want to practice this one, Killjoy mains. Jump in throw. And I am making an executive decision. Don't use that turret, please. It's worse. It's worse. It's an autopilot. There's no way. Okay, the way that Radiants play the game is they are trying to pay attention to the locations of all the enemies, okay? And when the Killjoy Molly lands here,
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
and they see on the hit Jet, Omen, Fade, Reyna util, the A player comms all A main. That's what the player calls. They say it's all A main because they're tracking. They're really trying to figure out if there's a lurker. And when that call is made, the mid player rotates fast through mid. The person who's maybe contesting B slowly just knives out and runs fast out B main. And then this tiles guy gets infinite value. And that's why this turret it's bad. He's got to be autopiloting it.
It's the worst ranked IGL ever.
Okay, so you can see here he just has the hecking subconscious muscle memory. He's already peeking this tight, breaking it fast, and running away from the Sova shock. And then even pre-firing the Sova. They don't have a Sova. Oops. But that's how common that setup is in high yellow. L back, they were the prime.
One bomb.
More cat?
The van.
And a cat still. Well, like, here.
See what he's doing there? He's shoulder peeking, telling Reyna he's close. Then he backs up a bit and tries to peek out to pull her crosshair the wrong height.
Smoke mid one again.
Yeah.
Stinger that.
Most of you are just swinging that guy and getting one tapped
Yeah.
and complaining that you always get one tapped when you swing.
I'm gonna dart for A. This.
Reyna is fighting.
Just wait. I'm flanking B. Just wait.
Cat.
Jeez.
Just go B, Omen.
Gonna suck.
Go B.
Yeah,
I have your
Reyna's
cat.
cat. Reyna's cat.
I have your cat.
Alan, play last.
It's a question mark. Let me explain. Okay. This was actually a hard pill for Brad to swallow when I was coaching Brad. So on ASCENT, there's like two types of splitting patterns. There's the B split and there's the A split. And then there's this sort of rule where statistically speaking, nobody flanks this way on the A hit. Okay. And I know you're already at home typing Hooge. I did that yesterday. I don't care. I'm saying statistically speaking, this doesn't happen. It's super infrequent that this happens without any type of noise or anything because it's really slow. It's actually really bad on average. But here we're on eco. Boom, boom. You can see we lose the round. And so we're on like, it's goofy time. And so Ned is doing a play that is objectively bad to hopefully catch his opponents off. And so this pushing into spawn is not something the average Radiant player is going to expect. The Fade actually did have the read that it was possible, but she wasn't really respecting it because if she was really respecting it, she would have been in like one of these two angles. There's this angle right here, which is like giga good for it. And you can spot the market cross. This angle, the Fade would have killed us. And then there's this angle on the plant, which is also really good. And the Fade would have killed us. But the Fade is, she'd rather be closer to A because on average it's A. Okay. So she's already making the assumption that it's an A hit because it is all of the time. Like almost every time she plays the game this is just an A hit because people don't lurk mid, but she knows it's their eco. Okay. And now she's holding though. She's holding poorly. Like she's close to cover. She's got angle disadvantage. She gets peeked and she gets laid the fuck out. You know why she's holding here, Alan? It's not for this mid lurk. You know why? I told you nobody does this mid lurk. Nobody expects it. They think we might have worked B because we gave up B. And so she's playing here like this. And this is fine. That makes sense? The angle is super fine for this fight here. Wasn't there someone on B? Yeah, but they were playing like sight. B player probably calmed that there was timing or something. She calms and Fade comes to hold here because nobody's playing that angle to hold this fight. Like nobody, not in this elo. So this guy, for whatever reason, thinks CT is a threat. This is why I really have to break this down. So when Net gets this kill and sees him holding here, this is why Net turns this way because he understands Killjoy must have calmed that she had timing. And so we know Killjoy has to be sight and not like market or anything. And we didn't see market, but we know that Killjoy is not going to be playing these angles or this angle Because there was timing. So Killjoy was probably
Plant the
playing
spike.
site or lane. And so it's basically impossible that Killjoy would be rotating through market at this point. The Killjoy's going to fight a CT.
Almost
So once
you?
again, this fade really is not expecting
Rena's
this.
Just wait. I'm flanking B, just wait.
You see, she's clearly looking CT. And that's why she's pissed. Because this lurk is really bad.
Just go be Omen.
And now there's Killjoy who's walking up from site. And we're already ready for that because it just makes sense. Okay. And the reason why I brought up Brad here is because Brad would be the type to rotate off B. And you know what he would do on his rotation towards A? He would do this. And then he'd go A. And I would I'd tell him that's bad. I'd say, Brad, they're not there. Knife out, go A. And he's like, what? They could totally be there. I've died to that before. I'm like, yeah, but you're giving up more than you're gaining. This is such a solo queue play we're about to see. I'll put it in the playbook, but just understand this is bad. Look at their money. Look at our gun. And look at our teammates' locations. This is only good because we're playing in a high radiant lobby and the play is so bad that they're never going to clear us, okay? Like, they're never going to clear this. Playing this angle in platinum is actually bad. We got to accept he's all platinum. No. This is good. This is actually good. Okay. Fine. This play is good in this situation. Statistically speaking, in this lobby, I'm pretty confident if they lurk out main, this guy's cooking hella. But I would say you have to be good enough at the game before you're allowed to break the rules. Okay, he's breaking the rules. I would never recommend you ever do this.
Let's take a main control.
Unless you're playing against me
and
in like the
then
in-houses.
go back work mid after.
'Cause this will f me up.
Okay. You're good. Okay, don't go away. Can you go to peek?
You clear him. Well, that's probably why you're not radiant then. Honestly, if you clear that angle in that situation, you're actually, that's suboptimal. It's bad.
Nice.
Like if I see you clear that in a
That's fine.
VOD, I would tell you to stop doing
Guys,
that.
come be mid.
The best players
Yeah,
take
go
risk
maybe.
when appropriate. And if you're not willing to take that risk, then you're bad at the game.
Okay.
Enough said.
We're going to be for free.
A good player dies to net there, which is what makes the play good, essentially.
Five. How much
It's
Alright, when we get close, let's smoke.
it's really hard to
All right,
explain.
ready to go.
Alright, go now.
Call it. Guarding. Enjoy here.
But I was just like you.
Spawn.
Spawn.
I would see plays like that and I'd go, I'd be better than the pros. I'll clear everything.
Fucking deep spawn again.
But I'd like matured past that. It's actually suboptimal.
I've spawned. Can you scout side jet? I've
One
spawned.
more step.
Yeah.
I've spawned. Oh,
He's gonna
Might be
smoke.
in
He's
his
gonna
smoke.
smoke. I'm pretty sure.
outstairs.
Wait, fine. That was a bad spot.
Like, look. Do you see how I'm just going to point out the amount of risk that we're willing to take because it's like statistically fine. He doesn't care about market at all, right? Like they could break the door and just kill us, but whatever. We think we're going to get the CT fight first.
On site.
Oh, on site.
Oh, spawn.
Is it fine to check it
Because it's
visually with
covered.
knife out if you're pushing fast? Why? So as you come out here to check this angle, you're dead to the more likely guy who's tiles. You just died. And as you come out here and you check tiles first, you turn around, you're dead to the guy tiles who happened to peek you in that timing window. Like, why would you ever look here? They're never here. It's just a waste of time and you should never clear it in this scenario against an enemy full buy round and they're making a noise. Like in this scenario, nobody ever plays here. Nobody should be playing here. And it's a waste of time to clear it, which is what makes it good in this ELO. I can tell which corners are bad to clear. It's essentially just what's really low odds, okay? Jimborat, there's no flowchart or whatever. It's statistically speaking, are they in that corner? No? Well, then fuck it. Oh my God, wait, I've actually got the meme for you. It's literally this meme, okay? Now, of course, the irons should be clearing corners that they're not, and they shouldn't be clearing corners that they are. They just don't know what to clear. There's this, like, I'm going to say it's pecking plat through Ascendant, maybe even low Immortal, where you, like, enter this clear everything phase. And then when you get close to Radiant, you understand that you can't play fast enough. It's impossible to play at the pacing of Radiance without taking on risk. And this is one of the first things to go because you don't have to clear every corner. It's just not worth it. Radiants are so fast. It's really hard to understand the pacing because everyone in this lobby is equal skill. You can't see it. But like, go watch the Hooge 5 game. They are so much faster than the Immortals. And the only way the Immortals would ever be able to match that pacing is to start making better assumptions and taking more risk faster. You can't collect all the info and do everything by the book at super fast pace. This doesn't happen.
Market, checking Molly door.
Tech. Tech.
Sure.
Tech.
Why's your door molly so complex? What is this?
It's the tech, bro.
What?
I don't see it. Nah, really? You're lining that up? Health bar touching box? What? No. You guys, I swear, you picked the weirdest things to line up. I'm not gonna lie. It's the Molly particle. Alam sees it. Fucking Smurf alert. It's literally... Which corner is it in? Here. Yep.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yup.
Grenade out.
Yeah, it's actually really easy once you see it. It's like really easy. It's this Molly particle in this corner. Do you see? So this is A rush and this is like fake A rush. And they're both really good. I would love if a Killjoy Ascent VOD had both of these in tandem.
No, it's worth the ultimate.
Okay. I want you to notice.
We're not rushing.
Ready?
We're not rushing us.
So there's two types of KJ ults. Yeah. Well, actually there's three, but fine. I will show you. Okay. This one's the spammable ult, but it covers all of backside. Then there's the ult here, which doesn't cover backside, but it's only spammable if they know like this precise lineup. But there is like a lineup to actually spam it, and they can break it. They have to stand on like a certain pixel. I don't know it off the top of my head, but there is actually a lineup to hit that one too. And then there's like the non-spammable ult, which you actually need to put on this circle now, I believe.
Initiated. My ultimate is ready.
Which basically gives the same gap. Sorry, I think it's actually to the right of this circle, but it's not spammable. But don't worry about this shit, okay? I showed it just for fun. Just put it here if you don't want it to get spammed. Nobody's gonna spam that shit. And put it here if you don't think it will get spammed, okay?
Going straight for...
Okay. Enemy team could be opping that turret there. Oh, and I will put this turret does go here. Just I wouldn't recommend on this fake A rush round. Oh, she's gonna so peek cat, dude. He's literally this is what he's complaining about. The Reyna's not playing correct Valorant. But I mean, in her defense, she's playing Reyna. No such thing. I don't. That's why he's peeking this way. It's so obvious. This is what you guys are all lacking. Do you remember when we were in Polish's VOD and I was like, dude, why aren't you countering this Reyna? She's dumb and just fights. I mean, Net is tilted about it, but he's countering her. Do you see? He's peeking a different way. He's adapting to the lobby. Like if you're this Reyna who's been peeking and fighting tiles and then just coming out mid and fighting, you're actually at a big disadvantage when the enemy's head is here, like a huge one. And so that's exactly what we see Net going for. Okay, again, hops up here, hops down, and notice he's dropping over here because he knows the Reyna, she actually peeks kind of a bit late.
There.
And so there's like probably no noise for her.
Nice.
Damn.
Let's go B.
Yeah. Could be.
Now Reyna's gonna clear that angle every time she plays Ascent. No, she won't. She's fucking high radiant.
Nice.
80.
I'm
80.
tucking now. On.
One enemy remaining.
Last one, lady.
Hold your left, Ivory. Hold your left.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Good shit. Oh my god, you're the best. Holy fuck.
Notice, I want to call out this comm for being really good. This is like proof that he's a pro. Comms like this are what you learn from scrims. Because what you'll do is you'll make a bad comm here, like I've got your right or whatever, or don't peek, and then you'll fumble the round one in every 5 times, and you'll ask your teammate, how could I have coordinated with you better? Because I wanted you to do this. And then your teammate, you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, I want you to just tell me to hold left. I just want you to tell me to hold left side. That's all I need there. And you'll be like, ah, okay, noted. And so here you can see our veteran professional player immediately understands that instead of telling him what you're doing and forcing your teammate to come to the optimal conclusion, you just tell him the conclusion. You say, hold your left. And then in solo queue, I've got your right is a good additional comm. Okay. So hold your left, I've got your right is a good like second thing to say in solo queue. But Net doesn't even say that because he's used to playing with other pros and his teammates just trust him. When he says hold your left, they hold their left and they just assume that there's a reason. Like, it doesn't matter. I trust him. I think playbook's pretty straightforward on attack. We've got the 2 ultimates. Attack is really an adaptation game, okay? Please do not go into attack with this playbook and do this every round. Please, I beg of you. I see this in all of your VODs. By round 4, I need all of you to say something in comms along the lines of their X does Y, let's do Z. Please, please. You will gain so much ELO.